Aliens? Yes.
But maybe no. Welcome to the show. Aliens? Yes.
Hold on just a second.
But holding on for Josh. With Josh on the holding and Travis on the staring. This is a podcast about podcasting, where now I can't hear Josh.
So let's try this again.
Well. Come back to the show. Aliens, yes. But maybe no. With Josh and Travis. I'm Travis.
I'm Josh.
And this is an otherworldly podcast as ambiguous as our title.
Yeah.
Sorry about that rough start. We had some audio issues to figure out, and it totally made me crap the bed.
Everything's fine.
It threw me off my game a little bit.
The last two episodes, I had audio problems. So we're getting that figured out. We did get it figured out. So this is the new norm now. So we're good.
So good.
Yeah. Do you remember what we talked about last week?
No.
Oh my goodness. Antarctica.
Oh, right. The great frozen tundra. I remember talking about The Thing a little bit. Now it's all washing back over me, but that's how I relate to the world, is through movies.
That's true.
Antarctica.
Yeah.
Right? Wild, crazy place. Very cold.
Yeah.
Might be a surprise to everybody to learn how cold it is. Very cold.
Even outside the weird and supernatural, it's still weird. Like just the natural stuff is odd.
Yeah. Alien, you might say.
Without the aliens, it's still alien.
Yeah. Bizarro.
So it was an easy aliens yes for me, I think. I don't remember that much.
I don't remember. I don't know. Remember where I mean, Antarctica being an alien? No, come on.
The entire thing.
No, that thing's on Earth. It's normal.
Oh, I guess that's true. Well, maybe I should go back and listen.
But as far as like moving the needle towards proof that aliens exist, I think I was in the maybe camp, if I remember. I don't think we actually did a weigh-in.
I don't remember either, but
I don't think so. We're slipping, Josh.
I mean, maybe they can just go and listen, find out for yourself.
Please do that. Please.
Yeah.
We get paid on listens, and my kids have been eating nothing but bootlaces since we started this podcast.
Man, living it up over there, huh?
Yeah, the same one, too. Like, that nutritional value of those bootlaces is really starting to diminish.
What are the things on the laces? Aglet, the little plastic piece on the end of a shoelace.
Oh, yeah. That's been preserving some nutrients. It's been trapping it in there. When the nutrient from the proper shoelace runs out, we've still got that aglet that we can dip into. And my kids are really looking forward to that. That'll be like a dessert. Hopefully, the way it lines up, that might be Christmas.
We can't afford the whole shoelace, so we just get the aglet.
Oh, that's the best part.
I guess.
Yeah, you cut that open. You release those juices.
But you know what? Just listen. We're starving artists.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that was our last episode. We're going to hop into this one. So we did a quiz at the end to figure out what we were going to talk about this episode. And I think Travis did really good.
No, I did. I think I did about as well as you did.
Yeah, that's true. We had no idea. We hadn't even heard these words before.
No.
So it was a very new thing. And it was I think for me at least, it was the first time I was just completely guessing the entire time.
Welcome to my team.
Yeah. But before we get into the actual topic, stick around for the end before our quiz, and we will read some fan mail.
Maybe.
If we have some. We'll have to look.
Clock is ticking, guys. You have about an hour to send us a letter.
Yeah.
So let's get on that, please.
I love that you always speak as though we're performing this live.
Yeah.
That's great.
You have an hour to do it. Now respond.
Yeah. Cast your votes.
I mean, it is live for whoever's listening. In their ear holes. It's live in their ear.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, our topic today is Indrid Cold.
Are we saying that right?
I don't know. I want to say every time I see it, Ingrid.
Yeah.
And even doing research and stuff.
Or Android, which is how my brain auto fills some of that. They're like, Indrid's not a word.
I know. And even though I knew it, I would read it and say Ingrid. And then I'd be like, no, that's not an idiot.
And later, his best friend is such a funny name. It's like one of my favorite funny names. We'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah.
Maybe let's just do it now in case I forget.
Do you remember?
His best friend's name?
Yeah.
That he brought to meet Woody?
Yeah.
It's Carl.
Oh.
So funny. He's like, this is my best friend Carl. He comes from Ganymede. I almost said Gallifrey, but that's Doctor Who. And he's my best friend in the world.
Yeah. Okay, let's get this started. Do you want to kick us off with the story?
Yeah, I'll start off with a little bit of background
Yeah.
and kind of ease us into the story of Indrid Cold. On the night of November 2nd, 1966, nothing special was happening, just another quiet stretch of Interstate 77 cutting through the dark hills of West Virginia. Woody Derenberger was on his way back to his home in Mineral Wells from a long day of selling sewing machines, which is kind of funny.
It is funny.
This is like in the world of sales, a day that has long passed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's why people put no soliciting signs on their house now, I'm sure,
Yeah.
so that you don't get sold to at home.
When I was a little kid, we had a vacuum shampooer salesman come,
How old are you?
and he shampooed like 2 rugs and an entire room. He got really mad when we didn't buy it because he did all that work.
I was at a friend's house buying, let's just call it some black market goods. There was a vacuum salesperson in there that was friends with the person that we were buying from, and they had brokered a deal because this guy was sitting with us while our friend was going vacuum crazy on his house. Crook to cranny, under the couch. Like, we had to get up and help move furniture so he could vacuum. And this guy was like,
Weird.
I have to leave right now. I have to leave. What are you doing? It was wild. So that was like my one experience with a maybe door-to-door salesperson. Outside of that, it was like Tupperware ladies.
This guy, when I was a kid, he wouldn't leave. He's like, well, I can trade a vehicle
For a
because they were
vacuum.
really expensive at the time. It wasn't until my dad got home that he was finally able to get him to leave.
Okay, so we're at paragraph 2.
Yeah, let's keep it going.
Okay. So, long day of selling sewing machines when out of nowhere something dropped from the sky and hovered over the road ahead of him. A metallic, elongated object shaped like a cigar or an oil lamp lowered itself until it blocked the entire lane. No sound, just a craft sitting there suspended inches from the pavement. Derenberger hit the brakes, his truck rolled to a stop, and before he could even register what he was looking at, a panel on the side of the craft opened with a single heavy ka-thunk. A man stepped out. He was about 6 feet tall, had olive skin, slick back hair, and wearing a glossy, dark blue coat that caught the dim light like polished metal. What set him apart wasn't his face or his clothes, it was the smile. Wide and unnerving. So, Josh, I have a question for you.
Yeah, shoot.
If somebody plopped down on the road in a giant metal contraption
Yeah.
and was smiling like a maniac, what would be your first thought?
I would speed off.
Mm-hmm.
Reverse or pivot. I would get out of there.
Yep, I agree. I think that I would crap my pants so hard, my car would not be able to be resold.
I would probably leave before he got out.
Yeah, I think I would be like saying, what the fuck, if something landed right in front of me
Mm-hmm.
and be kind of freaked out. But then if somebody came out and was just smiling, I would be crying, I think,
Yeah.
from fear. So he didn't speak with his mouth. Instead, a voice slid directly into Derenberger's thoughts. Roll down your window. I want to talk to you. The man walked toward the passenger side of the truck, hands at his side, smile unchanging. His presence wasn't threatening exactly, but it wasn't human in the way it should have been. That bit about roll down your window is creepy.
It is.
That's like, I need to eliminate as many obstacles between you as possible.
Yeah, if I stuck around and he said that, I'd be like, no, I'm okay.
But see my smile? I'm showing my teeth.
No, thank you.
It's a sign of pleasantness among your people.
Just keep going.
Ooh, man. Anyway, so what followed was a quiet, unnerving conversation. All of it telepathic. No lips moving, no sound in the air, just the man's voice in Derenberger's mind, introducing himself as Indrid Cold. He said, we come from a place less powerful than yours. We wish you peace. We eat, we breathe, we sleep, and we bleed even as you do. Another unnerving thing to say to somebody.
Yeah.
We bleed too. It's terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, and he also made it very clear that he is an alien or not from this place, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and we'll have more on that later.
yeah.
Cold asked a few questions, some simple things like about the town nearby, about the people, about how humans lived. His tone was almost polite, curious even, like he was studying the area, not just visiting it. After a few minutes, he stepped back toward the craft. The grin never changed, the calm never broke. Before he entered the ship, he gave one more message, one that would end up defining everything that came next. We will see you again. The craft lifted off, shot into the night sky, and vanished. Woody sat alone in the dark, heart pounding, trying to process what had just happened. And whether he realized it or not, he became the center of one of the strangest chapters of American paranormal history. So a couple things about this. Not only was this terrifying, but it ends in what could almost be viewed as a threat.
We will see you again.
We will see you again.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't over. This exchange that we have between the two of us, not over, buddy. I'm going to visit you at your house. I'm going to visit you at your workspace. I'm going to get you so obsessed with me that it ruins your marriage.
He just had foresight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there is a couple of things, like rolling down the window when they're already talking. Like, why does that need to happen?
It's telepathic. Like, why does the window need to come down?
Like, he didn't even need to walk up to the car unless the telepathy has a range, but I doubt it.
I don't know. I don't know how telepathy works. Like, we don't have that here that we know of. Like,
I do know how it works, and it does not need a range.
Yeah, doesn't need a range, but maybe to make him feel a little safer, he put himself in front of Woody and let him know that he was talking to him. So Woody wasn't just getting these thoughts, and then leading him down like a schizophrenic road or a multiple personality disorder. So it like attributed a source to the voice in his head. But still, like, consider your audience, man. Like, you plopped your machine down on a road as this guy was heading home, and then you just grinned like a maniac and walked towards him, talking to him through his mind. I think I would go literally insane from an experience like this.
Oh, yeah.
I would not be okay after something like this happened.
No, not at all. And
yeah, the guys in the 60s were built different.
I think one of the weirdest things in this whole kind of introduction to the story of how this became one of the strangest paranormal events in American history, I'm just surprised I hadn't heard of this, because this guy's pretty popular. The story's pretty popular, and I hadn't heard about this before.
I haven't either, but there's a lot, and we'll get into this as we get deeper into this hot DOS.
Mm-hmm.
The effect that it had on this guy and his inconsistent narratives. Like, a lot of things changed with his accounting of this experience.
Well, I mean, that gets into the public frenzy. So when Woody Derenberger walked into his house that night, he didn't look like a guy who had just seen a strange light or maybe a misidentified plane. According to his daughter, Tanya, he looked drained and white as a sheet. His wife asked him what happened, and when he explained, she picked up the phone and called the police. Within minutes, their quiet home became the center of something much larger. So first came the locals. So there was the deputy sheriff, the police officer, and someone Tanya remembered as being from the Air Force. Then they sat Woody down, took notes, asked clarifying questions, and tried to piece together some kind of timeline of events. And then came the media. A reporter from WTAP TV showed up, eager to hear the story firsthand. They weren't subtle about their intentions. They booked him for an on-air interview the very next day. But before dawn, the Derenberger family went from something weird happening to the family of a man who met a spaceman. And then that same night, the Derenbergers faced a second, more unsettling encounter. Tanya described 3 men who appeared at their door, dressed bizarrely for the middle of the night, black suits, white shirts, fedoras, and sunglasses. These men, I think I know who they are.
Yeah.
Unlike Indrid Cold, didn't ask questions, but they issued a chilling demand. They said, recant your story. Don't tell anybody else about what you saw. And of course, he didn't, right? No, he did.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he did.
Whoa.
Just like most of the people who encounter, I think, the Men in Black.
I mean, as far as we know, right?
Yeah.
We're only hearing about the people that talked.
But there's a lot.
There's a lot. But what about the people that don't, Josh?
That's true. There could be, and it could be 1% talk, and then there's all these other crazy things. So the very next day, Woody sat for a 30-minute televised interview recounting the entire event to the region. The station not only aired the interview, but also broadcast his home address, which...
fucking doxed him.
Holy shit. That is... I mean, is this before we knew not to do that? You don't give out your home address.
Well before. Doxing is a relatively new term and a relatively discovered weapon to use against people
yeah,
that are whistleblowers and or are whatever.
It just seems like the home address didn't even need to be said. It wasn't where he saw the thing. It wasn't like...
Yeah, but like if you are looking to like hurt the person or make them feel like they're insane, that's exactly what you do. Like we saw that play. I would say, like if you remember Independence Day, Randy Quaid's character, the whole town knew about him and where he lived. He was in a trailer, and they were like, "Oh, the guy's into butt stuff. Aliens probed him in the butt."
Well, I'm thinking this interview, they didn't do that. They weren't trying to hurt this guy.
They aired his interview and then said, this is where this guy lives. That's exactly what they did.
I think they were just being dumb.
It's like worst case scenario.
So because of that, because of the broadcast of his home address, strangers quickly descended upon the property.
100%.
The cars lined the road, the yard filled with people bringing binoculars, lawn chairs, cameras, and children. Lots of children.
Yeah.
The police were called repeatedly to manage the massive crowds, all waiting to see if the smiling man might return.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of the aftermath of that night.
Yeah, him reporting.
Yeah, that was the 24 hours after. Quick turn of events, going from selling sewing machines to a public frenzy.
Yeah, not ideal. Probably scares a lot of people from talking about their experience.
I mean, yeah, if some of our bigger stories end with that. So do you want to tell us who Indrid Cold is?
You want to give that another run? What's his name?
Indrid.
There we go.
Do you want to give us a rundown?
Nothing would make me happier, Josh.
It's a cool name.
It's a cool, totally normal name that millions of people have now, Indrid, right?
Or will after hearing this podcast.
After this podcast. What a great legacy
Mm-hmm.
this guy Indrid has had. I mean, his best friend, Carl, wildly successful name.
Yeah, that made it.
Almost as funny as Kevin. Kevin is another really funny name.
That's true. Not bad.
Kevin's not a bad name. Carl's not a bad name, but it's those hard consonants that are just really funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to get into a little background of who Indrid Cold is. Not long after the televised interview, Derenberger claimed that Indrid Cold returned. Sometimes he would arrive at the Derenberger home, always calm, always smiling, of course. He's called the Grinning Man, accompanied by another visitor, a man Woody came to know as Carl Ardo, which sounds so...
That's two names. Carl Ardo.
It's two names. It's Carl Ardo.
Not Carl Ardo.
Not how I said it, which sounds like a really kind of crappy form of martial arts that you would practice inside of like a closed fast food chain.
Yeah.
I'm just going to my Carl Ardo class. It really helps me focus. So Carl Ardo came here with Indrid.
Mm-hmm.
The pattern stayed consistent. The conversations were telepathic. The demeanor was friendly, and the questions were oddly practical. Cold was interested in understanding human life, family dynamics, employment, and the structure of human settlements. It was almost like someone taking notes for a report. It's exactly what I thought, like spy.
Yeah, like a secret shopper.
Yeah, exactly, like a secret shopper. They're going into Earth, and they're like, oh, I see this form of government's not really working. Well, we have this, and this is working really well, so let's not adopt that. But like, you guys are doing this well and that well. Maybe we'll take that on.
I could see that.
Derenberger said Indrid Cold began referring to himself as a searcher,
a
wanderer who traveled between worlds to study other cultures and learn from them. His title was like floating around looking for something, right? Like a searcher, you would think a searcher would do.
Yeah.
So he made some trips beyond Earth. As the months passed, Woody's tale got wilder. He claimed Cold took him on his ship several times, showing him a tour of Cold's vessel. They made a stop near the moon to check out a bigger ship.
Awesome.
They did a fly over the Amazon.
Gotta do that.
Gotta do that. Like, I'm never going to go to the Amazon. And Cold was like, where do you want to go?
I got you.
Yeah. He's like Aladdin showing him a whole new world.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, I want to see the world. And like, well, where do you want to go? And the most exotic place he came up with was the Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Which is great. Like, pretty exotic. You see big snakes and capybara. And
I dig it.
Sure. Eventually, they took a trip to Lanulos, Cold's home planet.
Nice.
Lanulos sounded like a utopian novel from the 60s, which this is where it takes place.
Mm-hmm.
Peaceful, hate-free society, long lifespans, one-story houses, monorail transport, and people living simply and kindly.
That sounds nice.
Woody's wife and children said they also saw Indrid Cold. They described him as polite, well-spoken, though telepathically, and strangely normal. Normal enough to make the abnormal parts even more unsettling. For the Derenbergers, this became a years-long chapter of their lives. This is wild.
Yeah.
Where somebody who comes into their life regularly but never speaks out loud and is only through their brain?
But still well-spoken?
Yeah.
How?
In English?
I don't
And has the
know.
same cultural context as we do here.
Yeah.
English, Josh. This is the thing that we talk about so much on this podcast. This is what puts the huge black spot for me on a lot of these stories, is that there are so many languages spoken here. Why is it just English?
It's all very different, too.
Like people that go to Japan, we haven't covered any sort of story from Japan or the Middle East or parts of Europe. Are those also in English?
I don't know.
Or is it native to whatever land? I don't know. This is something for, I guess, future shows.
Yeah, we'll have to look into it.
But it's something that I'm so fascinated in, is just language.
I mean, maybe it's one of those things where they can just match your language.
Yeah, like the
ear thing in
Hitchhiker's Guide. Yeah, the
Babelfish.
Babelfish. Yeah, that goes in your ear. Yeah,
maybe it's that. And there's tons of different sci-fi things where they have some kind of organic or tech translator. I don't know. Maybe
Babelfish. That would make sense. So the attention came with a price. Woody's life deteriorated significantly as he continued to speak publicly about Cold. The resulting stress had severe consequences. He was plagued by constant, harassing phone calls, found it difficult to maintain stable employment, and began experiencing frequent headaches and depression. Ultimately, the pressure caused his marriage to fail, leading Woody to move away from the area.
Man, he shouldn't have said anything.
So one of the investigators of this that we learned, I don't know if this comes up later, but it wasn't part of our research for this show. One of the investigators started to woo Woody's wife, and she left Woody for this investigator, and then they got married. So like this experience totally destroyed this guy's life.
First, she actually left him and took the kids because the kids were getting made fun of at school. The whole family was getting harassed.
Yeah.
She took the kids and left town, basically. And then she ended up marrying one of the investigators, which is wild.
What kind of names do you think they were calling in their kids? Alien butt baby.
Yeah, alien butt.
Google eyes. Little green baby.
Weirdo.
Booger dad.
Zit face.
Fart monster.
Mm-hmm.
Poopy pants.
Probably just the normal stuff.
Just the normal stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That sucks, though.
It does, but yeah, she left. So, add a little soapy drama to this already crazy story. I'm for it, but I feel bad.
I feel bad. I feel especially bad for the kids and the fallout that happened with this family. I don't like to see a family fall apart because of somebody's obsession. It's really upsetting.
Yeah. But all of this whole story and him coming out, it ended up turning into a phenomenon. And it was called the Grinning Man. You may have heard of it. I had not. Nope. So by now, Indrid Cold had become kind of the center of Woody Derenberger's world. But outside of his home, in the weeks surrounding that first encounter, something else was happening. People in other states were reporting strange visitors too. And they all had one thing in common: the Grinning Man. So there was the New Jersey sighting. Just a few weeks before Woody met Indrid Cold, two boys, Martin Mouse Munov.
That's alliterative. That's too many M's.
Yeah. And then James Yanchitis.
Or Youngkitis, maybe?
Youngkitis were walking through Elizabeth, New Jersey. It was late and they were passing a fence near a housing project when they saw a figure standing perfectly still on the other side. They described him as unusually tall, dressed in a shiny green suit with a deep, unnatural grin and small, beady eyes set far apart. The boys said he didn't speak, didn't blink, and didn't stop smiling. When he finally moved, the boys ran. Local newspapers covered the story alongside reports of bright lights in the sky that same week. And then there was the Lilly family in West Virginia, just 40 miles from Mineral Wells near Pleasant Point. Their home had been dealing with months of strange activity: taps on the walls, odd phone calls, objects moving, and lights appearing outside at night. But the strangest moment came when their daughter Linda, she was 16, she woke up in the middle of the night to a man standing at the foot of her bed.
Fuck.
She described him as big and broad, smiling at her, and noticed he was gone the second she screamed.
What the fuck?
Her family rushed in. No one else was there. To them, it felt like a nightmare. And all these experiences started happening all over the place, and then patterns started to arise.
It's weird that this fell under like the Grinning Man umbrella when this could have just been some really fucked up, creepy creeper.
It could have been, but with all the other weird, unexplained things that were happening, It just seems like with the combination of everything that just was the cherry on top, kind of just a spooky house.
Also, like the internet wasn't a thing back then. So forms of communication were pretty thin. I mean, we're looking at like phone calls and newspapers.
Right. And so,
right?
Yeah, these things.
Maybe walking to a neighbor's house and saying like, oh my God, did you hear about this thing that happened 40 miles away? Do you think that's also the Grinning Man? And then that spreads.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but I mean, I don't think this kind of information would spread that fast in such a short period of time.
I think that it would. I mean, phones move pretty quick. Like, we're looking at a huge event that happened with Woody. Like you said, within 24 hours of a sighting, he was inundated by people, like everybody in his town. And there's going to be some serious bleed over in the next town over, 40 miles away.
Well, and some were not just 40 miles away. Some of these events.
No, this one specifically, though.
Yeah, this one specifically. But there was events similar that happened in other states.
I'm not talking about the New Jersey sighting, but I still think that that's weird. I mean, the New Jersey sighting was them seeing a grinning guy in an alley or whatever. But this one specifically, like, was probably just some creep that got in the house.
I mean, that is a possibility for sure. But also him not being there instantly after she screamed, just vanishing, that is also something that is kind of unexplainable, So with all these incidences happening all over the place, they had enough where they're able to kind of map out some patterns that were happening. So when investigators started comparing notes, the similarities stood out. These figures were always described as tall, well-dressed, unusually calm, and smiling. But the smile was wrong, like someone trying to imitate human friendliness, which is the worst.
Mm-hmm. Uncanny Valley. That's what it's called, where it's like close enough to human. They feel like it's a part of human evolution. And the scary part of that is like there was a point where that became what we avoided. Like somebody approaching an early human civilization that looked vaguely human, and it made us all scared. It is a terrifying thought. But also, like, Uncanny Valley could like bleed over into like somebody who is sick or has like a facial deformity or anything like that. And so naturally we would be, especially early on, averse to that kind of thing because we wouldn't want it to spread, right?
Right.
It's all about preserving our little clan or clique here. And if we bring in others, especially if they look a little off, that will affect the health of our group. So there's a lot of xenophobia in those early human civilization.
Yeah. Okay. So this is when the archetype of the Grinning Man takes shape. It wasn't long before these sightings became known collectively as the Grinning Man phenomenon. Not one person, but a type of figure, a strange human-like visitor that seemed to appear just as other weird things were happening. And this is where the mystery gets even deeper, because while the Derenberger account is the most famous case, there are a lot of other sightings happening independently.
Yeah. So by this point, the Smiling Man wasn't just one encounter or one family's strange story. There were sightings in multiple states with overlapping details and overlapping timelines, and then a journalist showed up. John Keel wasn't a UFO chaser in the traditional sense. He was a Fortean investigator, someone who studied the full range of strange events: UFOs, apparitions, psychic phenomena, creatures, coincidences, and everything in between. Not much in between there, though. That's
almost all of it.
That's all of the things.
And that's called a Fortean investigator?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Someone that investigates everything? Interesting.
As I read it, first time I was introduced to that idea.
Well, I like it.
In 1966, he arrived in West Virginia to investigate reports of strange lights in the sky. What he found was something he later described as a maze of oddities. So we're going to go into Keel's approach. Keel didn't just talk to one witness, he talked to everyone.
Nice.
That included families who saw lights, farmers who saw figures, teenagers who reported strange phone calls, people describing men in black, which we talked about earlier in the ep.
Yeah.
And eventually the Derenbergers. His notebooks from that period were page after page of sightings, patterns, and contradictions. Keel came to believe that West Virginia in the mid-60s wasn't dealing with a single phenomena. He thought it was dealing with all of them at once.
Which is wild.
Yeah, so like Mothman in this area gets tied into this. So he described the region as experiencing interesting use of words, a flap of UFO sightings, mysterious visitors, paranormal disturbances, phone malfunctions, and encounters with entities that seemed familiar but odd. So to Keel, Indrid Cold wasn't just a friendly extraterrestrial. he was part of a larger category. Beings that could appear human, communicate telepathically, and show up whenever unusual activity was peaking.
Which is weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I like how this guy's thinking outside the box.
Yeah. Okay.
It's cool.
You're going to love this next part then.
Cool.
Keel eventually offered a theory that set him apart from most UFO researchers of the time. He suggested that these beings weren't aliens from other planets at all,
Okay.
but rather, brace yourself,
I'm doing it.
ultraterrestrials.
I love it.
You like it?
I love that word.
Yeah.
That's my new word.
Yeah. It's like, how do you make something extra? Well, guess what? There's a next step. Ultra. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's entities that come from a parallel reality or dimension that sometimes crosses paths with ours.
Okay.
So within this way of thinking, Indrid Cold was actually part of a much bigger system of intelligent non-human forces. These forces were seen as falling into three main categories. Some were helpful, 1. Some were neutral, 2. And others were genuinely dangerous, 3.
I like 2 of those.
Yeah, I'm watching. So, listener, we are on a video call. Josh is wearing a leather jacket. Somehow he's managed to roll that leather jacket sleeve up and has a pack of cigarettes in the sleeve. He's got his hair slicked back.
Sunglasses.
He has a motorcycle in the back. So, dangerous is probably one that he likes.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like neutral, but maybe helpful.
Yep. Those are the 2 I like.
Yeah. Danger. Josh has always been a fan of danger. John Keel's work totally changed how people saw Indrid Cold. He started looking like a major piece in a much bigger and weirder puzzle of unexplained events. And the center of all this mounting strangeness was the Point Pleasant area of West Virginia. Now, Keel never said Cold caused the events or gave any heads up about them, but he did notice something consistent. These strange visitors, Cold included, always seemed to pop up right before a big spike in the overall activity. It was like they were checking things out, observing, or maybe even giving a quiet warning to the people caught up in the phenomena.
Interesting. That's just an interesting concept. Like, I wouldn't, if I were investigating, I probably wouldn't separate the 2. And that seems like what he did. He's like, no, he's not the issue. He's coming because of the issue or experience or weird thing that's happening.
Sure. Or we're just more susceptible to these experiences within this one region.
Yeah.
It could be happening everywhere, but for whatever reason, the people within this demographic, the area in which these things are happening, are rising to the surface.
Yeah, there is in that area, like Appalachia, there is one of those weird triangles, like the Bermuda Triangle, the Alaskan Triangle. There's a handful of those all around the world. So, I mean, this is a hot spot for the strange and bizarre.
It could be also like that idea that, you believe a plane can fly, and then when you want it to land, you believe a little less. This could just be an area of people that really want to believe and interpret all of their interactions that they don't understand or can verbalize as otherworldly.
Yeah.
It's either that or religious. And if you start getting to the religious side of things, then these guys all become demons, right?
Yeah.
In possession. Yeah.
So there are skeptical sides of the story, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Because I'm all in.
You're all in?
Oh, yeah.
Surprising no one.
Up to this point, we've looked at Indrid Cold through the lens of witnesses, investigators, and folklore. But to really understand the mystery, we also have to look at the explanations that don't involve aliens, ultraterrestrials, or interdimensional visitors. So here are the main skeptical frameworks often sourced to the Indrid Cold case. So 1, there's the psychological interpretation. He didn't see anything. Like, he cracked. Woodrow? Woody?
Woodrow Wilson Derenberger is his full name.
Oh. So it is possible that Woodrow Derenberger experienced a brief, isolated psychological break or misinterpretation of a real-life interaction.
Yeah.
Skeptics suggest that the witness may have encountered a real man under poor visibility or stress in his mind-fabricated details. Inconsistencies also exists in his earliest account, where he sometimes called the craft a truck, which is interesting.
He also called his car a truck.
But, I mean, for a truck owner, everything's a truck. It's either a truck or not.
Or a van.
I do that. I call everything a van.
Oh, shit.
Race you to the van, and it's a boat.
And it's a piece of soap.
Yeah. I call everything a van. Hey, could you hand me that van?
Yep. Do you mean sponge?
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, in the earlier days, he called the craft a truck instead of a ship. And he struggled with certain details, plus no other claimed witnesses came forward.
Yeah.
And a psychiatrist later said that he was mentally sound, but that doesn't rule out a potential one-time stress-induced episode. So there was also the idea of cultural influence of the 1960s. So the Cold War era's cultural environment, marked by the UFOs, space race anxiety, sci-fi, and the contactee movement, prompts the question, were Cold and Lanulus shaped by the times? Skeptics note that the details like monorails and simple utopias and nuclear-powered crafts closely resemble the 1960s futurism, suggesting a possible fabrication. He just kind of went with what already existed in the futuristic view of the society.
Yeah.
There's also the Gray Barker thing. So Gray Barker was a publisher from West Virginia. He published a lot of different things.
Gray Barker, the hoaxer.
Yeah. Woody published his book through Gray Barker, and Gray Barker was known for sensationalizing stories. He admitted to hoaxing other UFO cases, and he believed that kooky books, in quotations, is what he would say, were good for business.
Kooky books.
So Barker even fabricated the Straith Letter, a fake UFO film, and he fictionalized chapter books sold as nonfiction. Though he never admitted to altering the Derenberger story, his known dishonesty complicates the credibility of the Indrid Cold account, which could have been shaped by his involvement. Gray never admitted, but Woody did say that some of it was sensationalized because Gray said it's better for the reader, get more listeners. So that is a possibility. So it is possible that Woody saw something and Gray turned it into a much, much bigger thing. Another one, narrative expansion over time. So skeptics note that the story evolved, becoming more detailed, fantastical, and convenient to the era's themes. Lanulus gained a simple cipher alphabet, which was basically a coded thing in English.
Well, he couldn't even understand it.
Right, but he said it was the galactic language, which is really funny that it translates to English so easily.
Oh, yeah, that's like English of the galaxy.
Yeah.
Common Galactic?
Yeah, 26 letters in their alphabet, 26 in ours. Each one correlates to one of our letters.
They celebrate Christmas the same day.
Oh, yeah, they did.
They're on the Gregorian calendar.
Yeah, same calendar.
Which is wild.
The space travel descriptions mirrored sci-fi and uncorroborated events were added. So stories often change, perhaps not through deliberate lies, but under pressure and attention and just his life falling apart, I would imagine. There's also memory and trauma and public scrutiny. So the Derenberger family was subjected to significant stress, including harassment, ridicule, relentless phone calls, and intense media scrutiny. While this doesn't prove he was lying, it is important to remember that the stress can alter memories, and fear can cause people to fill in gaps. And furthermore, the more Woody discussed Cold, the more the story grew, even as his personal life fell apart.
Yeah, and it absolutely did fall apart.
It absolutely did. I mean, these are just some of the things the skeptics are saying. None of these are wild reasons. Like, it all makes sense, and it could be a combination of all. But so far, I still do believe either he experienced something and saw something in real life, or it was a break, something snapped for a moment, and he thinks he experienced something. But is thinking that you're experiencing something real enough? I don't know.
I mean, it is for that person.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We talk about that a lot on this pod.
Yeah.
Personal experience and how it relates to these sightings and experiences. They're all very personal.
Yeah. So don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. People are experiencing these things. Don't be a dick and just call them insane, because those emotions they're feeling were real for them, right? The experience that they had was real to them.
Yeah. And if they are lying, don't worry about it.
Whether or not they're lying or not, people are communicating the best they can.
Yeah.
And so just be kind, I guess. Just be kind to people.
Yeah. It's simple, which I've said before. You say it's not simple. I say the idea is simple.
Oh, no, I've always said be kind. Always. That's like my tagline.
Yeah. You have that tattooed on your chest.
Well, yeah, I do. And my butt.
And I have danger.
Yeah. But you also have like danger tattooed on your entire persona.
Oh, yeah. They don't need to see the tattoo to know that I have the tattoo.
Exactly. They look at you and they're like, well, fuck, that guy's got danger tattooed on him somewhere.
Somewhere underneath that leather coat.
Close to his heart, probably. On his chest?
Yep.
Definitely.
Okay, so do you want to talk about the cultural impact of Indrid Cold?
Love to.
Yes.
Okay. Indrid Cold became a character the storytellers and filmmakers could reshape to fit whatever atmosphere they needed. The biggest push came from the Mothman prophecies, both the 1975 book and the 2002 movie. Did you see the movie?
No.
Okay, that's great.
I know very little about Mothman, actually.
It's my wife's absolute knockdown, drag out with a bullet favorite cryptid.
I remember you saying that.
Nothing compares for her to Mothman.
I was talking to Jordan about this. She's our researcher and my wife.
Humble brag.
I just don't know a lot. And I think it's because I'm from the Pacific Northwest. I know a decent amount about Bigfoot and I've heard a lot about Bigfoot, but the Mothman.
And like where you are, you know, you're touching butts with Utah, Nevada. There's Chupacabra down there.
I also lived in Washington and Oregon growing up too.
Sure, but I'm giving you a broader idea of cryptids, and you are doubling down on just Bigfoot. I'm saying like
no.
Chupacabra's kind of close.
Yeah, there's more, but East Coast, I think that's a much more popular cryptid because it's there.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know much. And I haven't seen the movie or read the book or drawn in the coloring books.
Mothman is usually viewed around or seen around catastrophic events, almost like a warning.
Oh, so kind of like Indrid Cold.
Yeah.
Or what John Keel said.
Yeah. Just like in his book that placed Indrid Cold in a network of high strangeness, the movie made him an ominous, cryptic entity, not a physical visitor or a searcher. He became a supernatural messenger, a voice delivering warnings tied to looming disaster, fundamentally shifting him from extraterrestrial friend to a figure of dread in the public imagination.
Interesting. So, I imagine those books are scary, right?
They have to be.
The book and the movie, yeah. The Mothman prophecies, come on.
I mean, the Mothman Prophecies was a supernatural horror movie.
And was Indrid Cold in those?
Honestly, it's been a very long time since I've seen the Mothman Prophecies. I don't remember much about this character. As I was doing research, I didn't even look into Mothman.
Okay. So what other cultural impacts were there?
Josh, I'm so glad that you asked me that. Pop culture embraced Indrid Cold as a positive omen, transforming his image into a quiet signal of a coming event, a warning, a clue, or a shadow. Stories interpret him in this way, even deviating from original accounts. Folklorists call this narrative drift, where a story shifts to fit a new theme or audience. Cold ceased being a calm, curious figure. He became an entity who knew things. Whoa.
Interesting.
Like a Nostradamus.
So he just kind of fits to whatever anyone needs him to be.
And is now able to predict the future and coming events.
Okay.
Great. Today, Indrid Cold shows up in paranormal documents, podcasts, Heard of it?
Oh, yeah.
Web series, creepypasta-style retellings, and even video games. In 2023, a version of him was added as a rare encounter in Fallout 76. I haven't got to that point yet.
I haven't either.
Cementing his role in modern weird fiction culture. He works equally well as a sci-fi visitor, a paranormal entity, or a folklore creature.
I mean, that checks out. Because, in the quiz, it was like, what is he?
Well, you've done the research, so...
Well, remember last episode on the quiz, what is he? That was one of the questions. And it's like, is he a cryptid? Is he... and we're just like,
Can't be all of them.
It is. And this is why.
I know.
It's because the story changes.
Also, like, a multidimensional being could also be an alien because they're not from here. That would put them in both categorizations.
Yeah.
Cryptid is another thing that we talk about on this pod. Like, we just covered a bunch of cryptids back in Spooktober.
Oh, that's a fun name. Did you come up with that?
No, it's been around.
Oh, dang. I was thinking we could have made some big money with that one.
I think Cartoon Network invented it.
Well, okay.
So, where were we?
Spooktober.
Sorry. That's just really funny. So, Indrid Cold endures in cultural lore precisely because his ambiguity allows him to serve as a versatile symbol, from a modern boogeyman and a bridge between different kinds of paranormal stories to a philosophical visitor.
Man, this is just fascinating. I like this story a lot.
This is a weird ass story. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
When I first started, it kind of reminded me a little bit of the Valiant Thor thing, but I like where this went.
Well, there were ties to it. They actually thought this was Valiant Thor, but that was all in retrospect. Valiant Thor kind of came together after the Valiant Thor event, which we talked about.
Right.
And so when people are looking back at this culturally and looking at these two stories and the way they line up, they're like, oh, well, that must have been Valiant Thor. But the accounts of Valiant Thor weren't as like a smiling man.
Yeah, I think it was actually the daughter. So after Woody passed away, his daughter kind of took the reins of this. And I think she even wrote a book. She's added to the story just as much as he did. At one point, one of the off-the-cuff things she said was that it was the same entity, Valiant Thor and Indrid Cold. But that's what kind of makes this a little fuzzy of a story. But it's fascinating.
Absolutely fascinating. It's kind of like the Cheesecake Factory of experiences you can have in this world. By that, I mean, go to the Cheesecake Factory.
You can get anything.
You can get anything. None of it's going to be good.
No, or probably fresh.
Yeah. No, none of it will be fresh.
Nope.
No, none. The water, maybe, but that probably comes in frozen in blocks. It comes from Antarctic ice.
I don't know. It's most likely tapped to the mall's water supply that's next to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's theorize what Indrid Cold is.
Okay.
So we have the extraterrestrial visitor.
Uh-huh.
To Derenberger, Indrid Cold was a humanoid traveler from another planet, a searcher from a place called Lanilos who meant no harm and simply wanted to understand how humans lived. The telepathy, the calm behavior, the smile, all of it fit the classic mid-century idea of a friendly alien visitor. So it's the most straightforward interpretation, but it's one that shaped the core of the original story.
Okay. So there's another theory.
Yeah.
Thanks for the finger guns, Josh. John Keel believed Cold wasn't from another planet at all, but from a different layer of reality, something parallel, overlapping, and occasionally visible. In this framework, Cold isn't an alien. He's a being capable of appearing human when necessary, a kind of shape or presence that slips into our world during moments of high strangeness. This theory tries to account for the telepathy, the sudden appearances, and the way Cold seemed to weave into multiple types of phenomena that weren't strictly UFO related.
I love that ultra-terrestrial idea.
Yeah,
I love it so much.
When do we get to super terrestrial?
Mega.
Yeah, I think ultra is above mega. Where's super? I thought super was lower.
It is. Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know.
Super, ultra, mega?
Master
terrestrial? I don't like that.
Well, I'm just thinking like the different Pokeballs. Isn't that the best one?
Yeah, but I do not like that. I don't like the lore that Pokemon has created, that it's like master and slave type thing.
Oh.
It's very upsetting.
Well, let's just move on to the next theory then. All right. So we have the psychological interpretation.
Uh-huh.
So there's the grounded possibility that Derenberger, like I mentioned before, may have experienced a moment of misinterpretation, stress, or altered perception. A dark highway, an unexpected figure, and a frightening moment could have combined into something far stranger in the memory than in reality. The inconsistencies in Derenberger's earliest statements, the pressure he was under, and the lack of corroborating witnesses all fuel this angle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's possible.
Or
Mm-hmm.
some researchers believe the story didn't start as a hoax, but it may have been shaped into one by people on the outside. Gray Barker, a publisher known for fabricating UFO material, was active in West Virginia at the time and had a reputation for improving, quote, stories to make them more sensational. Barker admitted to faking government documents, UFO footage, and even adding fictional chapters to nonfiction books.
Oh.
That's wild.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
He's just a jerk.
Yeah.
He's a con man.
A ne'er-do-well.
Yeah.
He never does well.
Ne'er. The other one is the folkloric archetype.
Mm-hmm.
Anthropologists and folklorists point out that Indrid Cold fits a very old template. The human but not quite human visitor.
Don't like it.
Cultures all over the world have stories about figures who appear during uncertain times, deliver strange messages, or simply stand and watch. always with one detail just slightly off. In the space age, these old archetypes evolved into beings from other planets or dimensions. So that's the folkloric theory.
Okay. There's also a middle path between belief and skepticism. The idea that something unusual did happen, but the full story was shaped by emotion, memory, culture, media, and time, like a real event that could have blended with personal interpretation. Witness testimony could have expanded under scrutiny. Writers and publishers could have added layers without anyone fully noticing.
I like that one. I like that because, I mean, Indrid Cold being everything, could the theory be a little bit of everything? So it's a mix of all the theories.
Yeah.
So something happened, but then there was also emotion and memory, and then a publisher got it and the media got a hold of it, and then some video game designers, and everything just started blending together, and it's kind of created its own entity at this point.
Okay.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I'm going with that.
Okay. That's the theory that you're going to
I think so.
take on. I'm not going to take any of them on.
Oh. So, in conclusion, out of this whole crazy everything story, what makes Indrid Cold such an enduring mystery is that no single theory explains him. He remains an unreadable figure at the intersection of these interpretations.
Yeah.
He's a visitor, a watcher, a messenger, and a myth. His power lies in the resisting of an actual closed explanation. He is whatever the story requires.
Sure. Yep.
Right?
A man for all seasons, a man for all times.
Yeah.
I will say I do like the folkloric archetype theory.
Yeah.
Just like somebody who comes in and helps navigate or push humanity in a certain direction, or even like tiny little clans or smaller cultures. I like that idea. And that it's been around for a long time. Also, like, it's a little weird, like the human, not quite human type thing.
But are those usually archetypes? Are those usually fake? Like those are myths or just kind of...
No. Archetypes are like, if you were to distill us down to our essence, there are certain archetypes that all people fall under.
Yeah.
That's considered, there are actually 7 storytelling archetypes. So like archetype is it's not a myth. It's just like a base version. Or
yeah, like the true form.
Sure. Yeah.
If I want to quote Plato.
Yeah, that's what Plato said.
Yeah. The archetype thing, it doesn't really explain anything other than like, oh, he's just an archetype, but it doesn't explain if it's real or anything like some of these archetypes.
No, it does. It says that the archetype being that this character has been around through human history forever.
Oh, so it is the same thing.
Yeah. Or a searcher, if we're going to give Indrid Cold that title, he talked about in some of our research, lived 125 to 175 years, right? He was a searcher. That was a job that he could pass on to maybe his kin, or was just a job, much like business development manager or, whatever. It could have been any number of titles, and this guy happened to apply for this job.
Got it.
And get it.
Yeah.
He served his time for the amount of time that he had on his world. And then when he retired, somebody else took that job.
Carl was the assistant searcher.
Carl was maybe the assistant to the searcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it could have been, the way this guy's culture is framed, it is so much like ours. For him to be called a searcher, it's an easy jump for me to say like this was just a job he had that he worked for as long as he could and then retired from it and moved on, and someone else took that role.
Or it could have been a hobby. It could have been his eat, pray, love.
Sure, he could have been an amateur searcher.
Yeah. Well, I want to know what you guys all think. I'm sure there's more theories than what we gave. If you guys have any interesting things or just tell us what you think, that would be awesome. I would love to hear that. You can do it through fan mail, all the other regular outlets. We're actually going to read some fan mail. We have fan mail, right? Well, actually, we do not, now that I'm looking.
We don't have any fan mail.
We don't have any fan mail. We don't have any new reviews. We don't have anything.
If we don't get any fan mail or reviews, we're just going to talk about something that interests us for as long as we want.
Yeah.
Don't consider this punishment, but maybe it is.
So one of the animes I'm watching right now is Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill. It's pretty good.
This is an anime that you've been watching? What's that title again? So I can put it into my Unreal Engine?
It's campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill.
Okay.
So it's pretty good. If you like the person in a strange world, someone that gets summoned into like a fantasy world. And that's what this is. It's a guy who gets summoned with a group of heroes. When finding out what his skill is with the other heroes, he ends up finding out that his skill is online shopping. He doesn't really stick around because his skill is not helpful to the heroes that are there to defeat the Demon King. I imagine. I don't know if that is the true purpose, but that's usually the purpose. He goes and does his own thing, and he finds that it is a very cool ability that he has basically an internet browser that will deliver any food that he wants. It costs money, and he gets very powerful companions along his way, and they do it because they love his cooking. The food ends up bringing very great abilities to him and his companions when consumed.
That is great. I love that idea so much.
That's one of the many animes I'm watching right now.
Where do you watch this?
Crunchyroll.
Classic.
Yeah, I'm a mega fan subscriber on Crunchyroll.
Mega fan.
Top tier.
When are you going to get... Oh, so Mega is the top. It's not
At
Master
least in Crunchyroll it is, yeah.
Okay. Is there an Ultra?
There's not.
So Mega is the top.
Mega's the top. Should be Ultra fan.
Okay.
Well, thank you for not giving us fan mail so I could geek out for a second.
Yeah. Who knows what we'll hear about the next time we don't get fan mail.
Yeah. Good luck.
Hopefully we never have to find that out.
Yeah. Jordan is not here and is not available for sending us the quiz. So we don't know what our next topic is because that's how the show works. We don't know what we're going to be talking about. We find out through a quiz that our researcher sends us after we're done recording the episode. It used to be before, but Travis cheated once, and we will not have that again.
Although the cheating seems kind of nice compared to the alternative here. Would you rather have cheating than nothing at all?
So I'm going to dig through her computer.
Please God, delete all this. I cannot have Jordan mad at me. You've logged into her email? Are you a hacker?
Yep. Okay. It is sent. I know the topic because I had to open it.
Oh,
so
no.
I will wait for you
there
to open it and tell me what
it is. Yes.
What is the topic for next episode?
It is Mothman.
That's great because I don't know, but you do know something about him, right?
I only know through osmosis, through what my wife has told me. So
you could get in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm excited though. Another cryptid. And so far, most of the cryptids we've done have a alien or extraterrestrial origin story.
Yeah. I mean, it is believed maybe that cryptids are aliens.
Exactly. Or ultra terrestrials where they can dip in
and out.
Yeah. All right. So I'm excited about this. I don't know much. It's a moth man, right?
Yeah. Half moth, all man.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. The math doesn't really add up. Don't think about it.
Well, let's just start off. So first question. The first widely reported Mothman sighting took place in which eerie location north of Point Pleasant, West Virginia? Is it A, the Silver Bridge, B, the North Power Plant, C, the Ohio Riverbank, or D, the TNT area?
Are we talking about the TV station? TNT?
I was thinking of the Dynamite, Acme.
Oh.
I have no idea. I'm going to say A, the Silver Bridge, because that sounds fantastical.
I am going to say the Silver Bridge too.
Cool.
The sequel.
Okay. Next question. Which of the following is not one of Point Pleasant's modern Mothman attractions? Is it A, the Mothman Museum, B, the Mothman Festival, C, the Mothman Research Center, or D, the Mothman Statue? I mean, it has to be the Research Center, right?
That's what I'm thinking too.
Like, there's definitely a statue. I'm pretty sure there's a festival.
Definitely a festival.
Definitely a museum.
There's got to be a museum.
Yeah. So I'm going Research Center. Easy. Come on. Get out of here. All right. Next one. Which of the following rational explanations for the Mothman sightings have been most commonly proposed by skeptics? A mutated bat, A. B, a crane or large owl. Got the owls again. C, a human in a jetpack. Or D, a government psyop, psychological operation.
I'm going to say mutated bat.
Okay. I'm going to say owl because that seems to be the trend.
Sure.
Or at least the military's
An owl high up in the
reason.
sky. Yeah. And owls are big.
Yeah.
East Coast.
And they're impervious to bullets.
Uh-huh.
Okay, next one. What real-life tragedy on December 15th, 1967 became forever linked with the Mothman legend? Is it A, the collapse of the Silver Bridge? B, a chemical explosion at the TNT plant? Damn it. C, the disappearance of the Scarberry family? Or D, a massive Ohio River flood? So what real-life tragedy on December 15th, 1967 became forever linked with the Mothman legend?
This is so close to what we just talked about. Is there anything in our reading that led us to any of these answers?
I mean, a chemical explosion at the TNT plant sounds like a great origin story, right? Like the Hulk.
And that's why I'm going to pick that.
I'm going to pick that too. It just,
mine was that or a massive Ohio River flood.
yeah, moths don't like water. If it rains or anything, the moths start going crazy.
But you know what they love?
What?
Lamps, the moon.
So the TNT explosion made a huge light, and then the Mothman showed up because he loved it.
I think he showed up before
Oh, okay.
to warn them of it.
Well, I don't know.
But if I was a moth, I'd be like, hey, man, keep doing what you're doing. Whatever awful thing you're doing. This is totally going to pay off for me later.
Okay, next one. What physical reaction did several witnesses report experiencing while looking into the Mothman's eyes?
Fuck.
All right. Didn't know that was a thing yet.
All of these sound like side effects of like a venereal disease.
Okay. Temporary paralysis, A. B, blurred vision. C, burning sensation. Or D, immediate nausea. I'm going to say paralysis.
Holy shit. The most extreme one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say immediate nausea. That seems to be what a lot of people experience when looking into, at least like for our shows, like a side effect of extraterrestrial nearness, right? A lot of people feel nauseous after it happens. So that's what I'm going to say. That's my rationale for it.
Yeah, the nauseous.
But go ahead and
vision.
pick temporary paralysis, like people falling to the ground and not being able to breathe. That sounds low, right?
I just assumed just because it has to do with the moth's eyes and like hypnosis or paralysis, those seem to, or turn to stone, those seem to go together when eyes are involved. If it wasn't eyes, I probably would have picked something else.
Sure.
But if there is something with the eyes, I'm going to go with that. All right, last one. What did witnesses report sometimes seeing right before a Mothman sighting? It's probably more moths. Okay. A, strange fog rolling in from the river. B, car engines shutting off. C, sparks coming off power lines. Or D, large red orbs bouncing above the trees. I'm going to do the fog.
I like the fog as well. I'm going to pick fog. I don't really care about conflict for this quiz.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to pick fog. Sparks coming off power lines. I think that would be specific to being near a power line. Fog is my mega answer.
All right. Fog's my ultra answer.
Top of the top.
So we're going to submit and check for accuracy. And
oh, boy.
Okay.
It looks like I steered you in the wrong direction a couple times.
Okay. So the first widely reported Mothman sighting took place in which eerie location? North of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. I said the Silver Bridge. You said the Silver Bridge. It was
the TNT area?
Yeah.
Come on. Like, what is that?
Which maybe that made it right for the explosion, hopefully. Next one, which of the following is not one of the Point Pleasant's modern Mothman attractions? We said the Research Center. We are correct. Easy.
Yep. Easy.
Next one, which of the following rational explanations for the Mothman sighting has been most commonly proposed by skeptics? I said a crane or large owl. What did you say?
A mutated bat, like an idiot.
It was a large owl, like always with all cryptids.
It looks like a bat. Oh my God. Being read for filth.
Okay. Next one. What real-life tragedy on December 15th, 1967 became forever linked with the Mothman legend? I said the chemical plant. Is that what you said?
I said chemical explosion at the TNT plant. Yes. It was the Silver Bridge, lining up with my first answer, which was wrong. And now this one is wrong. Oh my God.
Okay, so next one. What physical reaction did several witnesses report experiencing while looking into Mothman's eyes?
Oh, here's where I eat a bunch of shit.
I said temporary paralysis.
I gave you a grip of shit about it. Said immediate nausea, because that is what most people experience after these extraterrestrial events. But it was temporary paralysis.
It was. I knew it. It was the eyes, man. Okay, last one. What did witnesses report sometimes seeing right before Mothman sighting? I said strange fog rolling in from the river. That was wrong.
I said the same thing.
And that was wrong too. It was large red orbs bouncing above the trees.
Its eyes glow
Interesting.
red.
Okay, well, this is going to be a fun one. This is going to be super fun.
Love it. My wife is going to be secretly pleased, but probably openly mad that we're covering Mothman.
Why? Does she think we'll misrepresent it?
Yeah.
Well, we will do our best not to.
I mean, look at how we did on this quiz.
Well, we're going to learn. We're going to learn things. It's going to be okay.
Yeah. I'm excited about the Mothman, though.
Me too. I mean, like I said, I don't know much. I don't know a lot about a lot of cryptids. Those board games, the horrified games, one of them is about all the different cryptid monsters. And there was a handful in there I'd never heard of. So I'm new to the cryptid world. So I'm excited. I want to learn about all of them. Once again, let us know what you guys think. Reach out. We really want to read fan mail. We really want to hear from you. We really just want to get to know you, watch you,
explore you. Your body is a wonderland.
Just all the things. We just want it. And it can't happen unless you message us. So do that.
You got to do it. You got to break that ice.
Yeah.
Come approach us at the bar.
Another huge shout out to Jordan. She puts our notes together, tells us what to do. She writes the quizzes. She made our theme music. She did our graphic art for our cover. I mean, she's just awesome.
Yep.
We could not do this. Well, we talked about it. We could do it. It would just suck without her.
Absolutely suck.
This show is a success because of her. So thank you, Jordan. And that's all we have, right?
That's it. That's all I got.
Well, we will chat at you next episode.
Yeah. Catch you on the flippity flop.
Okay, bye.
Bye.